So exciting news. Today I received the newest Tesla Cybertruck update, which is 2024.14.3. I want to just dive into some of the settings and what's new in this update. Let's check it out. All right, so first thing that you can see is there's a lot of little dots, blue dots everywhere. When you click right here, Zoom is now in the update. There's an update to the rear screen. There's Audible is now app. There's some updates to the arcade, toy box. When you come over to the main menu, there's some updates in dynamics, in the outlets and mods, navigation, display, safety. I mean, there's updates everywhere. Some new features and some really big new things for the Cybertruck. It gives it better capabilities in actually being a truck. Some of these things I've been waiting for. Some of these things I know a lot of people that I talk to have been waiting for. So let's dive into it. So let's go to the first thing. We're just going to work our way down. So right here, there's an extra setting here. So it says slippery surface. I'm going to go ahead and click on this as well. Slippery surface. Regardless of mode, traction control continuously senses characteristics of the current surface and adapts automatically. However, you can encourage the vehicle to assume that it is driving on a slippery surface by enabling this setting. So you can enable this. It also says right here, use when roads are slippery, such as on snow, ice, or wet roads, to distribute traction evenly across all tires. That's a pretty good setting there. And then a subsetting below that is engage rear locking differential. I know that's something that's huge, something that a lot of people were complaining about when they first took delivery of the Cybertruck. They want those locking differentials for when they are doing off-roading. So let's click on that as well. Engage rear locking differential. Engaging the rear locking differential will limit vehicle speed to 35 miles per hour or 56 kilometers per hour. If the locking differential indicator remains flashing for an extended period of time, turning the steering wheel left and right while creeping forward may help engage or disengage. Do not use the locking differential on high traction surfaces such as asphalt, as this will cause damage to the drivetrain. All right, so that's a new setting there. So that's all we get in the dynamics portion, but those are some big things. Then if you go to off-road, so now in the off-road settings, there's a trail assist. Let's see what that says. Trail assist maintains a set speed when driving in off-road mode to crawl and descend hills on rough, technical, and steep terrain, so you can focus on steering. When driving, press the right scroll wheel to turn trail assist on or off, or when stopped. Firmly pressing and hold the brake to turn it off. Move the scroll wheel up and down to adjust set speed. If you brake or accelerate temporarily, Trail Assist will resume the set speed. Trail Assist only maintains speed. It does not drive for you, steer, navigate, avoid obstacles, stop, or otherwise operate the vehicle on its own. Okay, so this is just a way for the truck when on a trail, when you're traversing some type of terrain, that it's not going to do any rollback. It'll continue having you move forward, which is good. Okay, over here, I was too busy focusing over here. I didn't even notice any of this. So here you can see, here's the, okay, so you press on the front or rear axle, and it'll give you the option to turn the rear on or all of them on. Okay. Also, one thing, it's showing your tire PSI. It's also showing the battery temperature and the front motor and rear motor temperature. So it's giving us more information on the screen when we're in the off-road mode. There's also a launch off-road app. What is this? Oh. Okay. So, wow. Okay, so this is a lot to dive into, but let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first thing that I'm noticing is it's giving us a view of the front of the vehicle, which you want when you're off-roading. You want to be able to see what's in front of you. You can then swipe and go to the rear. Okay, so there's two rear. There's a rear just looking straight down, so you can see the bumper there. And then there's just the rear, which that's like the normal rear view mirror image that you would normally get. Okay, so right there, you're able to hit and see a large screen of what's on the side of you. So once again, when you're off-roading and if there's an obstacle or you're concerned about something on either side of your vehicle, you can very easily see what's there. You have your pitch and your roll, and also what direction you're pointing in and the degrees. Over here, off-road mode, you can easily change between overland and Baja. Okay, so when you go to Baja, it gives you different settings. I guess let's stay here. In Baja, it's telling us our handling balance. Right now, we're even 50-50. Stability assist, we have standard, we have reduced, and we have minimum. Locking differentials, you can, I guess you could turn on the rear only. It doesn't look like I could turn on both of the front and rear. Rear steer, so you can turn that off. You can also go into wade mode. And then terrain, you can go smooth, rugged, and clearance. It's also telling us what our ground clearance is. So let me get into that. Right there, you can see that it's showing the ground clearance of 10.1 inches. Not sure. Okay, so when I went to rugged, it popped this up. And it says, terrain optimizes your ride height and adaptive dampening controls for your off-roading environment. Incorrect use may result in reduced vehicle stability. So smooth, improved stability and handling for drifting or high-speed driving on maintained gravel roads or dry lake beds. Rugged, optimized for whoops, rough gravel roads or unmaintained off-road surfaces. And then clearance to clear large obstacles. So in smooth, it was 10.1 inches. Rugged shows us 12.2 inches. Let's go to clearance. You see it there in real time. (13.9 inches). That was all the Baja settings and off-road screen. Let's go to overland. So in overland, surface, optimize traction control by adjusting wheel slip to the surface. Selecting rock raises default height to very high. Okay, so there's rock, gravel, deep snow, and sand. Stopping mode is hold or roll. And then once again, locking differentials, but now there's both options of rear on or all on. You still have the same settings up here. Rear steer, same thing. Ride height, okay, so when we were looking at the 13.9, that's why when we were in Baja, clearance is very high. So when we were in Baja, I just switched it back to Baja, clearance setting at 13.9 inches. Now we're in overland. That is very high setting, so it's not extract. If we go to extract, it's going to raise even more and give us even more clearance. So that's all of the settings in the off-road, what they're calling off-road app. So let's go ahead and get out of this. Okay, and it stays here. Some of these settings stay on the screen even when you get out of the app. So we go back over here, launch off-road app, and then, so let's go ahead and go to dynamics. We're just going to go back to custom. It goes back to normal screen. All right, so we've done all that. Let's go to outlets and mods. Let's see what we have here. Cyber tent mode. Cyber tent mode levels the suspension so you can sleep comfortably on a flat surface. It keeps the tonneau cover open to accommodate your tent. You won't need a lantern with the lighting controls in the Tesla app, and outlets stay on if enabled. Go to outlets and mods in your vehicle settings or controls in the Tesla app. The Cyber tent is only available in the Tesla shop. So basically when you put it into Cyber tent mode, it's going to level out your vehicle. So if you're on unlevel terrain, it'll level it out. So if you're sleeping in the back in the Cyber tent, which formerly known as base camp, you will be level and be able to sleep more comfortably. So that is a new mode right here on the outlets and mods screen. Let's go to the next one, display. Let's see, what is new here? Okay, scroll wheel function. Long press left scroll wheel for quick access. And here's all of the things that you can enable with that function. So you could do temperature control, fan speed, display brightness, save dash cam, drive and off-road mode, ride height, steering wheel heat, defrost, dome lights, and glove box. And then then you can check for ask each time. Let's go ahead and do glove box because that's easy to demonstrate. So it's the left. I'm going to long press it. And there you go. So that's the new feature in the displays menu. Let's go to navigation. Navigation has speed camera chime. So the speed camera chime, to hear a chime when you're approaching a speed camera, and then it just explains how to do that. Turn on navigation, speed camera chime in your vehicle settings. You must have online routing turned on, requires premium connectivity. So that is just going to give us a chime when it detects a speed camera out on the highway or roads, just to kind of give you an alert, so you're aware that there's a camera watching you, and hopefully you don't get in trouble with any law enforcement. Next menu, safety, cabin overheat protection. So that's pretty self-explanatory, but let's go ahead and go over it. Cabin overheat protection attempts to maintain the cabin temperature under the chosen temperature while parked for up to 12 hours after you leave. This feature does not operate if the battery level falls below 20% charge. Never leave children unattended in the vehicle, and do not rely on cabin overheat protection to protect pets or valuables. Cabin overheat protection may not always be able to maintain the desired maximum temperature. Check the app for current temperature. So that's just pretty much, it's going to make sure that your vehicle doesn't get any hotter than whatever temperature you set. So that's all I'm showing for the blue markings in the settings. So we'll go to Spotify. Spotify now has Spotify Q and playback speed. You can now sync your Spotify Q across vehicles and devices and adjust playback speed. Zoom is now available in the Cybertruck, which is pretty cool for those that use Zoom a lot. Okay, so there you go. You can log into Zoom. Here's Audible. So for all those people that use Audible, this is something that's great. You can get all your audiobooks. The rear screen. The feature that I seen that they talked about the rear screen is rear passengers can now see the current trip details, time, and temperature at the top of their rear touchscreen, except when entertainment apps are using the full screen. Also, if you have no passengers in the back seat, the rear touchscreen now turns off when you shift out of park to reduce unnecessary energy use. Arcade. I think there's just some updates to Castle Doombad and also Beach Buggy. I believe there's updates there. The toy box. Boombox is getting an update. From what I understand, I know that the megaphone was very, very low volume. I believe they're fixing that in this update. So that's great to see. Okay, so wiper controls, scroll wheel. When you press the wipers button to view wiper controls, you can now adjust the wiper speed by moving the scroll wheel up or down. Okay, so that was something that was a little bit of a, I don't want to say an issue, but something that was a little frustrating. When you would press this button right here, which is the wiper button, the wiper would engage. But in order for you to control the speed, there would be a little screen that would pop up here, and you would have to touch it. Well, when you're driving, looking down and having to figure out what speed you wanted was kind of a pain. So let's go ahead and just test this real quick. So I press it, and then, yeah, there you go. So now I'm able to control the speed. So I hit, and then when I use the scroll wheel on the left side to go up and down, I like that. That's a huge thing for me, because the way it was set up before was a pain in the butt. Okay, so a better route available. Navigation now shows you at the top of your turn list. If a faster route becomes available, it will reroute unless you decline before the option expires. To choose how often you see these suggestions, adjust the number of minutes saved. In your vehicle settings, go to Navigation, Online Routing, Reroute to save. To use this feature, you must have the online routing turned on. Okay, so what it's talking about, when you're driving, it'll prompt you on the screen if there's a quicker route that it finds in real time. And so right now I have it already set at 10 minutes. So if it's going to save me 10 minutes or more, then I want to know about that alternate route. If it's below 10 minutes, then I'm telling it I'm not interested. And you can adjust that from 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Improved turning circle. Your CyberTruck's turning circle is improved by 1.6 feet, making parking and low speed maneuvers easier. This is achieved by an increase in turning angle of the front and rear wheels. As most of you know, all four wheels turn when you're making a turning motion. So now what it's saying is they're turning a little bit more to give you a 1.6 foot better turning radius. Another update is front passenger air vent. You can now open or close the front passenger air vent separately. With the rest of your vehicle climate still on, tap the temperature to open climate controls, touch the front passenger air wave on the screen, and follow the instructions. Okay, well, let's test that. So you can see my air still on. That one turned off. I put it back on, and then you hold it to turn it off. You tap it to put it back on. So that's cool when you're driving by yourself and you don't need air, or if your passenger no longer wants air being blown on them. Another feature that they have is new lock sounds. You'll hear new signature sounds from your Cybertruck when you lock and unlock. You can enable or disable the sounds in your vehicle settings at lock confirmation sound. So there's lock confirmation sound. So another part of the update is the Cybertruck colorizer. Customize how your Cybertruck appears on the touchscreen and Tesla app. So it says I need to go to Toy Box. Here it is, colorizer. So I want to customize mine because, as most of you know, mine is wrapped. And so I'm going to go ahead and put my Cybertruck as black. You can change it to anything you want. Part of the update, that's cool. That's just a fun way to customize it. Okay, so another update is trip progress bar. Below the turn-by-turn list in your navigation, you'll now see a progress bar that changes as you drive closer to your destination or next stop. The progress bar also reflects live traffic conditions on your route if you have online routing turned on. For real-time traffic and road conditions to appear on your routes, the setting at navigation online routing must be turned on. Requires premium connectivity. Okay, so navigation, online routing, we have that on. Okay, so let's just try that real quick. So this is part of the new update where it's showing you the progress on your route, and it's giving you color indicators as to how traffic is along your route. Blue means no traffic, the orange or yellow means light to moderate traffic, and red is heavy traffic. Okay, another part of the update is preview of Sentry Mode recordings. When Sentry Mode triggers your vehicle alarm and records an event, you can immediately preview a brief clip of the recording on your phone. That's huge. To be able to see in real time that something happened and you're able to see that on your phone even when you're away from your vehicle, that's big. Press and hold the notification to watch the recording. In your vehicle settings, you must have Sentry dash cam turned on. Requires a USB with sufficient memory plugged into the vehicle. You're at a restaurant, your car's parked in the parking lot. Let's just say something's happening with your vehicle, the alarm triggers, it's going to send you a notification on your phone, and you can press on that notification and see a live view of what's happening around your vehicle. That is super, super good. I love that. All right, so that's the newest update, 2024.14.3. This is a big one. It has so many new features, so many cool, fun things. But the biggest thing, I think, and something that's going to make a lot of people happy, is the off-road settings. There's a whole robust menu, or what they're calling is off-road app. And it's giving you a lot of information. It gives you a lot of settings. It gives you some views around your vehicle, whether it's on the left, the driver's side, the passenger side, behind you, in front of you. You can adjust the ride height. You can adjust what type of terrain you're on. I mean, there's so much packed into that. So for all those that off-road, I'm sure you guys are going to be very happy about this. Big update. Thank you guys for watching. Leave me a comment below if there is something that I missed, or if there's something that you think Tesla needs to integrate into the Cybertruck in a future update. And as always, subscribe if you like this type of content, and like the video if you like this. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. See you guys later.